Hey everyone and welcome. We've seen the climate alarmism ramping up, but did you know the alarmism is definitely not new? They've been grifting the nation for nearly 100 years, and not one alarmist prediction has been right.
The core is rotten, and I can behold the tide.
All as retarded as the latest rubbish they're throwing out, but I thought we'd have a laugh over the predictions of doom from the end of the world is nigh scientist crew. First I found it from 1966, so it does go back quite a considerable amount of time. And some are completely batshit crazy, but most were believed by the same crusty green hypocrites from day dot. Like these, the Extinction Rebellion hypocrites getting caught using an LPG generator while telling everybody else that they need to use less fossil fuels.
So announcing Parliament, Extinction Rebellion, with their stands, and they're using an LPG generator to broadcast on there. Right.
Well done to UNN for catching them out on this one. Great work. So let's go through them. But before I do that, remember these words of Nobel Prize in Physics and member of the Manhattan Project, Richard Feynman, talking about scientific consensus. And he pretty much nails climate alarmism and sensationalism and the doom and gloom crew. Prove them all wrong. He said, it does not matter who you are or how smart you are or what title you have or how many of you there are, and certainly not how many papers your side has published. If your prediction is wrong, then your hypothesis is wrong, period. And all these predictions we're going to go through were wrong. So let's have a look at the list, shall we? As I said, it starts in 1966. The headline and the scare tactics back then were 1966, oil is going to be gone in 10 years. Wrong. Then in 67, the next prediction, dire famine forecast by 1975. Wrong. Then in 1968, overpopulation will spread worldwide. Wrong. 69, everyone will disappear in a cloud of blue steam by 1989. That's real, by the way. that is real, and you can guarantee it will have been believed by the same crusties. 1970 was a busy year for the alarmists. First up, the world will use up all its natural resources by 2000. Wrong. Urban citizens will require gas masks by 1985. Wrong. Nitrogen build-up will make all land unusable. Wrong. Decaying pollution will kill all the fish. Wrong. Killer bees! Oh, Jesus Christ. Ice age by 2000. Wrong. American subject to water rationing by 1974 and food rationing by 1980. Both wrong. And then in 1971 they came up with this one. A new ice age is coming by 2020 or 2030. Both wrong. Then it went to the next year. A new ice age by 2070. So they've extended it because the 2020 and the 2030 was unrealistic. Then in 72 also, oil depleted in 20 years. Wrong again. All of these are wrong. 1974, there was 3 coming out. They've got space satellites show new ice ages coming fast. Does it? Another ice age was one headline. Ozone depletion of great peril to life. Then we were, so this is where we're hitting the ozone layer and the hole in the ozone, and we're all going to fry to death. Then we had 76, scientific consensus. This is the what I was talking about before. Planet cooling, famine's imminent. 77, Department of Energy says oil will peak in the 90s. 78, no end in sight to 30-year cooling trend. Then in 80 you had acid rain kills life in the lakes and peak oil in 2000. Then we had in 88, we had a few in there, regional droughts that never happened in 1990s. Temperatures in DC will hit record highs. Maldives Islands will be underwater by 2018. All of those are wrong. Then you had 89, rising sea levels will obliterate nations if nothing is done by 2000. You also had New York City West Side Highway underwater by 2019. By the way, it's not. Then you've got 96, peak oil in 2020. This peak oil keeps being raised, doesn't it? Over and over and over again, because the predictions are wrong. And what does that mean? The hypothesis behind them is also wrong. Then you added 2004, Britain will be Serbia by 2024. So 20 years later, is it? No. Next up, 2005, Manhattan will be underwater by 2015. Now, I know some people that live just outside Manhattan would be quite pleased if that happened, but it hasn't. Then you've got 2006, they were saying super hurricanes were going to be wiping us all out. Then you had 2008, Arctic ice. The Arctic will be ice-free by 2018. They also had climate genius Al Gore predicting ice-free Arctic by 2013. Both were wrong. Al Gore's made a nice living out of being wrong, by the way. 2009, we had a few on that one. First up, you had climate genius Prince Charles saying we have 96 months to save the world. He was wrong. Then we had the UK Prime Minister saying 50 days to save the planet from catastrophe. They were wrong. Then you had climate genius Al Gore again moves 2013 prediction of ice-free Arctic to 2014 because he was wrong in 2013 and it didn't look like he was going to be right. So he just moved the goalpost. 2013, Arctic ice-free by 2015. So it keeps going up. Then you had 2014, they were saying there was only 500 days before climate chaos. And then we had, up to date, 2019, Greta Thunberg needing and trying to convince us all that it was really going to happen this time. It hadn't happened all of these other times, but it was definitely going to happen this time. Just like the climate wazzocks we've got now, Extinction Rebellion, and the rest. Just Stop Oil and all of the other narrative-pushing, paid-for protest organisations. Because let's be honest, that's exactly what they are. So I thought I'd bring it to you, because obviously this is a long, long litany of sensationalist grifting. Now, all of this that I've just listed, the only way it can be fixed is by curtailing your life, making your freedoms less and less and less, and obviously taking your money. Tell me how much they've taken from us over this obvious grift. I bet it's a considerable amount, and it just keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing. Now we're having to pay green levies on our energy bills. If green was so amazing, why are we having to pay levies? Ask yourself that one. Seems to be the only way to fix the climate is to give the elites that caused the problem in the first place, if you believe that, your money. Marvellous, isn't it? Let me know what you think, though. I'd like to know your opinion. Stay sane. I'll see you on the next one.